So it's the third league game of the football season. Can Luton travel to Bradford and get a positive result? In today's video, I'm going to give you my thoughts and feelings going into the game. Before I do, smash the like button for me. It helps the video perform better on YouTube. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down in the video comments. What are your predicted starting 11s and also score predictions? Let me know down below. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I make Luton and EFL content and I really want to hit 6,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Before I talk about the Bradford game though, let's briefly talk about the last league game, which was a 2-0 away win against Peterborough. I thought the second half was much better than the first. The second half performance against Peterborough has been the best football we've seen so far. So hopefully we do see some improvement, because we all know in front of goal it's not quite clicking yet. We're not creating many clear-cut opportunities. Defending wise, we've been really solid at the back. I don't see us conceding many goals in the way we are protecting the defence, and also how we're structured at the back, how organised we are. But in terms of scoring goals, that's where the question marks are currently at, because we don't look like we can score many goals. Hopefully, this all changes. But against Peterborough, I thought, we deserved the 3 points. Against Wimbledon again, although it was quite similar to the first game of the season against Wimbledon, it was a bit better, and we're slowly seeing some improvement. Are we going to see some more improvement in this game against Bradford? Well, I hope so. Now, I do think the system, the way Luton are attacking will improve once we've got the correct personnel on the pitch, like a natural left wing back and also a natural right wing back. Isaiah Jones on the right hand side and also Cohen Bramall on the left. I think we will start looking like the team which Matt Bloomfield wants us to be, which is a team that scores lots of goals and also doesn't concede many. But right now we don't quite have that personnel ready for this game against Bradford. Talking about Bradford, why don't we listen to a Bradford fan called Ewan Hudson from the 1911 podcast with his thoughts going into this game.
So there's been lots of positivity going into the new season for Bradford City. We've made our moves early with some good signings in the transfer window, like Josh Nerfville and Stephen Humphreys. And I think a lot of people both in and outside the club are riding the same wave at the moment, which could be important for having such a good season. We've had a positive pre-season. We've gone unbeaten in all the matches played by the first team, including an impressive display at home against Middlesbrough, where we look very, very strong defensively and very threatening going forward as well. I think going into the season, lots of people have us as a dark horse to finish somewhere near the top of the table. So those positive feelings are definitely back at the club after quite a few years without them. And we've had a good start to the season. We've had a win and a draw in the league, plus a win in the cup during midweek. And we've looked very strong against Wycombe. We were 2-0 up inside 15 minutes. We defended really well against a really, really strong League One side who obviously finished in the playoffs last season. And we were good value for the 3 points as well. And then we travelled to Northampton in our first away game, and we kind of got sucked into a really tactical game where they wanted to play quite long and high, and we wanted to get the ball down. And it was quite a scrappy game, and we had some good chances, but we'll feel we could have walked away with 3 points rather than just sharing a 0-0 draw. We hit the post twice and had one cleared off the line as well, but we never really got going, and we didn't play the way we wanted to, and everyone was left a little frustrated by that. But it has been a really positive start to the season. And ahead of the match on Saturday, Luton fans should definitely keep an eye out for Josh Nerfville, who's joined the club from Wimbledon this summer. He's a really, really rapid wing-back that's got a great delivery, so you want to keep him from crossing into the box. And another player to look out for is Bobby Poynton, who's just signed a new long-term contract with the club. He's an attacker that's Bradford born and raised, and Luton will want to stop him shooting anywhere near the 18-yard box. He's got a great record for shooting from distance. We've looked really strong defensively so far, and at the heart of that is our new number 4, Joe Wright, who's joined from Kilmarnock. He was their player of the season last year. He's a big guy, and we've been really impressed with him. He's not afraid to get stuck in. He's really dominant in the air. He's looked like a rock so far. I think a lot of Bradford fans are expecting Luton to be our first real reality check, or at least our biggest challenge of the season so far. Obviously, we're well aware Luton have a really strong squad that we're aware of and nervous of, but a few of the fans and the players, we're going to be up for it. Over the last few years, we've rarely lost at home. One of the best teams in England for our home form at the moment. And we love to press really high and play at speed, which could cause problems for a lot of different teams in this league. So hopefully we'll cause you a few issues as well, especially with how high our fullbacks like to play. We're not sure who will start against Luton, but because we've had a good few performances in our cup win against Blackburn during the midweek. But our rough prediction would have to be Sam Walker starting in goal with a back three of Pennington, Joe Wright and Curtis Tilt. And then we play the fullbacks higher with Nerfil on the right and Ibu Toure on the left, who's joined from Stockport. And the midfield two, it will definitely be Max Power, but we're unsure whether it will be Tommy Lee or Jensen Metcalf, who's joined from Everton this summer. And then the front three, I would expect to be Anthony Sarcevic, Bobby Poynton and Stephen Humphreys. And I think it will be a tight score. We've looked really good so far this season, but we're obviously aware of the resources and the squad depth that Luton have. And of course the return of Nahki Wells to Valley Parade, which is going to make it a difficult day for a lot of the fans. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think we're really strong going forward, but might be defensively overwhelmed, especially in midfield as well. Please check out our Bradford City podcast. We are the 1911 podcast, and you can find us on Spotify and Acast, and also on Twitter at the 1911.
Big thank you to the guys at the 1911 podcast for their thoughts going into this game. If you guys want to keep up to date with anything Bradford related, then go and check out their socials. I will leave the link down in the video description and video comments below. So how am I feeling going into this game against Bradford? Well, of course, this is the toughest game so far for Luton on paper. Bradford, they've used their positive momentum from winning promotion from League 2 to League 1. They've won the first home game of the season against Wickham. They beat them 2-1. Then they went to Northampton away and got a point. Despite only getting a point, they should have actually got the 3 points because attacking wise, they created loads of chances. As we've just heard from Ewan there, they hit the post a couple of times as well. So ideally, they should have actually won that game and had back-to-back wins going into this game. But they've got 4 points, not a bad return to life back in League 1. But this game for me, I would have a lot more confidence if Luton were the home side in this. But because we're going to Bradford's ground, it's going to be a big crowd. The fans are going to get right behind them. There's going to be a feel-good factor around the place because of their positive momentum from winning promotion and also from the start of the League 1 season so far. So that is something which Luton have to be mindful of, the crowd. Can we make the crowd really toxic or try and silence them as quick as possible? That will help us throughout this game. Since Graham Alexander has been the manager of Bradford, their home form is basically right up there. They are such a tough team to beat at their ground, and that's what worries me going into this game. I don't think a point is a bad result. I think getting something rather than nothing is always a positive thing. But I think going to Bradford, if we can get something, I would be happy. But of course, losing this game, I will not be happy, especially when you've got the likes of Stockport and Huddersfield also winning every game they're playing right now. And they've had much tougher fixtures. In fact, Huddersfield go to Blackpool, who, of course, Blackpool haven't started the season off well, but they still have a good squad. And then Stockport go to Leyton Orient, who were in the playoffs last year. So if those two sides win at those places on the weekends and Luton fail to get anything, already we're going to start seeing a gap at the top end of the league. Yes, it's early stages, but I've got a feeling Huddersfield and Stockport, the way they're going to go about this season, it's going to be a three-horse race if we want to be challenging for that title. I do believe going forward for Luton, it will get better. Of course, you've got to adapt when you don't have the right personnel. That's the biggest thing. When you see teams win league titles, they don't win it easily. They do have to adapt at some point throughout the season, whether or not they've got their key players missing through suspension or through injury, they adapt. And that's what good sides do. So right now, we are currently adapting without having the right personnel in terms of wing-backs starting in this game against Bradford. But we need to find a way of winning. Jerry Yates is getting up to match sharpness, which is really good. He also featured against Coventry midweek, coming off the bench. The quicker we get him up to speed, the better it will be, because that's the striker for us that's going to hit 20 goals. I have strong feeling towards that he will be the man to score the goals. Nahki Wells is a former Bradford player. Whether or not he's going to score against his former side, we'll wait and see. But at the moment, I think he started off the season quite well. Although he hasn't had plenty of shots at goal, he's had an impact in 2 out of our 3 goals. The goal against Wimbledon, he put that cross into the box. And also the second goal against Peterborough, he closed down the goalkeeper and played it to Clark. So he's been absolutely massive recently in terms of his performances, despite not actually scoring the goals. And then at the back, for me personally, I think we're okay. I don't see many teams scoring against us, as I've already mentioned. Bradford, for me, they play the same formation and the same system. So essentially, how I'm looking at this game is, it's winning your battles across the pitch. Whoever wins that midfield, in my opinion, I think goes on to win this game. I've got a feeling, though, it's going to be a boring 0-0. I think both sides are going to find it really tough to break each other down. It could be one of those games where one bit of quality happens and you're just hoping that it's your team that's done it. So here is my starting 11 for this game against Bradford. So as you can see, there are a couple of changes. Keeley in goal, Naismith left-sided centre-half, Anderson as the middle of the back 3. I've put McGuinness in the starting 11, of course, instead of Chris Makosso. As we know, he's out due to suspension. He's got 2 more games left and then he's back and available. So he's going to be available for the Cardiff game next week. I put Kadoa on as the right wing back. I was impressed with what I saw from him against Coventry for that 60 minutes he did play. I put Baptiste and Saville in the midfield. I thought Baptiste done quite well against Peterborough, although he only played 70 minutes. We've got to be careful with Baptiste. We know how fragile he is. But I thought his overall performance was good. His passing ability, I think it's going to be absolutely key in this game in order to break Bradford down. Ali, left wing back. I think Ali will play majority of this game as a left wing back, but then we're pushing forward. I think Cohen Bramall will be on the bench, which will help us. And I think having this starting 11, it's adaptable. You can change it mid-game, and that's why I've gone with it. I think if you start Cohen Bramall, at some point you're going to have to put Ali as the left wing-back, because Bramall, I don't think, can play 90 minutes yet. So I'd rather we do it the other way round, where Ali starts left wing-back, and then Bramall can come on in the second half, and we can push Ali further forward, if we need to, of course. But that's how I'm looking at it. Clark as the number 10 with Naki Wells and Jerry Yates up top. That's how I see the starting 11 for this game against Bradford. So I've already hinted about what my score prediction will be in this game, and I have gone with a 0-0. Hopefully I'm wrong, because this is my first visit to Bradford, so hopefully it's going to be a trip to remember in a good way, and Luton score lots of goals and walk away with the 3 points. But I've got a feeling both teams are going to struggle to break each other down. Bradford are very organised, very structured at the back. Graham Alexander has them well drilled, and that's what worries me. They're not an easy side. It could be very similar to the Wimbledon game, first game of the season, where Luton, we had majority of possession of the ball, but we just struggled to break Wimbledon down, and it could be exactly like that against Bradford with how they are set up out of possession. So I am looking forward to this. I just hope that Luton prove me wrong in terms of clicking in front of goal, but with Jerry Yates getting up to match sharpness a lot quicker over these next coming days, hopefully we'll start seeing that and we create clear-cut opportunities and score lots of goals. So that is the end of today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy listening to my thoughts going into this game against Bradford. Smash the like button on today's video. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I make Luton and EFL content, and I'll see you guys in my match reaction when I get back from the game against Bradford.